Hey guys, Brandon here, and today we're taking a look at another trio of Zuru surprise dino attack dinosaurs. And today, you might notice that I have the rare figure in the line, the golden Spinosaurus skeleton, as well as the Triceratops and the Tyrannosaurus. Of the figures I got today, I only got one repeat, which was a second Therizinosaurus, so that's pretty nice. So let's move these guys off to the side, and let's talk about the rare figure. First off, and I actually did not expect to get this guy so quickly, because I've only bought 3 of these packs, like in bundles, but yeah, so this is the rare golden Spinosaurus, and well, yeah, he's a Spinosaurus skeleton and he's golden. Unfortunately, he is very much posed in, well, he can't stand on his own. I mean, you can try to make him sort of stand more by himself, but even then he's not balanced well enough to actually do that, because he can't look up. He's forever forced to be stuck in a kneeling position. And another problem I have with this, now, of the 3 skeleton figures, this is definitely my favorite, because it is the only one that did not present a massive pain in the butt to put together, but he's still not that great. There are some things about this figure I really don't like, and one of them is how the neck looks. It just looks weird. I just don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable on skeletal anatomy, but that neck looks odd. The spines don't look quite right either, and the tail seems a little bit short, and of course we now know it would have looked different. My other big problem is the head. It looks a little bit too crocodile-esque. And yes, you can open the mouth. You can open it pretty damn wide, actually, too. But I didn't do that on the other 2 skeleton figures, because on them, it felt like the jaw was going to pop off if I did that. On this guy, for as far as I know, the jaw doesn't pop off. Now, I must give credit to where credit is due. He does look pretty cool in this mode, and he looks pretty cool with his armor on, too. In fact, he looks even cooler. I really love... if I can get it on. Okay, got it. There we go. Nope. Weird, this got on pretty easily earlier. Okay, the helmet kind of just rests there, but I really love the look of this helmet. It's got this weird little sort of horn aesthetic going on. I really do like that. The missile launcher is also nothing like the other ones, but in fact, this one actually required assembly because it's actually 2 pieces because it has to fit the sail. And the missiles themselves they have little skull heads on them. That's actually kind of cool. And they are also gold, which is cool in general. The one thing I don't like is the gold plastic. It just gives me a little bit of uneasiness, because it kind of makes me think that the plastic is gonna corrode eventually. Not really corrode, just break very easily. I guess but I guess I've read too much on Transformers gold plastic syndrome, so. But yeah, it does fit on there, not exactly too securely, but it fits. The missiles again do fire. I'm not going to fire them because I don't want to shoot myself. But yeah, not a bad figure by any means, but definitely not my favorite. Better than the other 2 skeletons by far, but not my favorite of the whole line. Next we're going to take a look at everyone's favorite dinosaur, the Tyrannosaurus, and he knocked over. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I'm going to disarm him because he needs to stand up a little better. Very Jurassic Park inspired. I do like the red color scheme though, because the red does remind me less of Jurassic Park. It actually kind of reminds me of the original Jurassic Park T-Rex toy, which was a bright red color rather than the brown of the movie version. It's pretty nice, actually. As you can see, his jaw does not stay open because that is actually part of a gimmick. The gimmick is, well, he's supposed to open his mouth, but on the fig, it doesn't always work. But he is supposed to open and close his mouth, and it works, kind of. It works when it wants to. Armoring him up. By the way, for some reason on this guy, this piece of armor is, I don't know if you can see, but it is ever so slightly articulated. Not sure what the purpose of that is though, because it doesn't actually do anything. But yeah, his missile launcher on his back looks pretty damn cool. And get his helmet on. Maybe I should put this on first. Yeah, okay. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, definitely way better than the skeletal version of this guy. I almost want to say this figure is one of my favorite of the lineup. He looks pretty cool. I think the Ankylosaurus is still my favorite, but, Move him off to the side. And last but not least, we have the Triceratops. or last but least, actually, because of the three, I think this guy might be my least favorite. He's not bad, but he's just definitely a little odd looking. Now, you'll notice, for some reason, his helmet does not really resemble a helmet. It looks more like goggles. A Triceratops with goggles. I have seen everything. Okay, now, the armor is a bit of a pain to get off, and one of his legs fell off. And these parts are a bit of a pain to get on. And his other leg fell off. Fantastic. I don't think I put this figure together very well if both of the legs fall off. Okay. Got one leg on. Not necessarily secure, but on. Oh, shit. Oh, don't you fall off. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of my problems I have with this figure in particular, is he's not a particularly stable figure. He tends to fall apart quite a bit. Alright, I think I got him somewhat secure. And there he is, our Triceratops boy. The colors are not that great. I don't like the bright orange with the bright blue. It doesn't look that good. Now, he does have a gimmick, which is if you... Well, he's supposed to swing his head back and forth, but it doesn't do really a whole lot. Just... You can... This is better. This swings his head back and forth a lot more compared to swinging the tail, which will just kind of do that. The armor is another piece that requires assembly, just because of how big it is. I don't remember if the Ankylosaurus is on. I don't think his did, actually. And then you can slide his goggles, which look like they even have an earpiece on. And there we go. He is, not a bad-looking figure by any means, but I just don't like a few things about him. I don't like how unstable he is to put together. I don't like the colors, and I don't really like the pose. It's very odd-looking. In fact, when I first got this guy out of the box, I thought I might have had some of the parts shifted around by accident. Like I may have gotten more than one of one specific type of part. But overall, he's not a bad figure. None of these three are really bad. Definitely way better than the skeleton dinosaurs, which I do have in the background. But, yeah, so if you like these guys, they're definitely going to be interesting. I like these guys, at least. So, yeah. And that means there's only 3 figures left to review. So if I get them, I'll review them, and I'll have the entire collection then.